Welcome to season
1, 2, 3, 4, 5
of Meet the Drapers, the world's largest international business plan competition.
We're going global.
We traveled the globe, scouring the US, India, Taiwan, Portugal, Canada, and Brazil for their best and brightest entrepreneurs.
This is amazing.
Every week, these entrepreneurs will compete against their countrymen for a chance to make it to our international semi-finals and then on to finals to compete for a $1 million investment from Tim Draper himself.
The crystal ball ultimately chooses.
But here's the twist. Your favorite business eliminated too early? Vote them back into the finale to get a second chance in front of judges Tim, Polly, and Bill Draper, as well as their VIP guest judges. Let the games begin.
We're funding heroes, future shapers. We're funding heroes on Meet the Drapers. We're funding heroes.
It's going to be great.
That's what we do. That's what we do. Meet the Drapers.
Welcome, everybody, to Meet the Drapers. This is our 5th season. We can't believe we're still on the air, but it is awesome. We also have 4 judges who you've seen before. Andy is at Draper Associates as my partner, but we have an amazing guest judge today, Peter Diamandis. Peter is extraordinary as a futurist. He is a New York Times bestseller with 2 books, and he's now also a venture capitalist with Bold Ventures. Peter, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tim.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit about what the future holds.
Absolutely. It probably holds a lot of dancing on the show and a lot of celebration.
That was last episode.
Yeah? Yes? I think that's about it for now. But if the music comes on, I'm up. You know, listen, we're living in the most extraordinary time ever in human history. We're going to become a multiplanetary species. We're going to be living in the, multiverses. And I think we're going to be adding 20 or 30 healthy years on people's lives and intercepting a whole slew of technologies that add another 20 or 30 healthy years on your life. So the question is, how long do you want to live?
Well,
I mean, if
I
can bring you back 20 years.
Go another 20 years.
Okay.
You going to do that for me?
That's the goal.
He's working on it.
The science today shows us that it's possible to slow, stop, and possibly reverse aging. You have the same genes you had at birth, at age 20, at 40, at 60, at 80, at 100. And so that control of which genes are on and off is believed to be the key to being able to reverse age, to bring you back to a period of earlier homeostasis. You heard it here first. There we are.
Terrific. Okay, so let's bring on our first entrepreneur. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
We teach computers how to interact with you rather than you having to learn the limitations of a computer.
We're a female-led founder company in hard tech. There are not a lot of us around. So I hope to be a role model to inspire other women to pursue the STEM career, to pursue leadership role, or to take the plunge and run their own startup.
Personally, being able to go ahead and share this journey with my wife, Sherry, it allows us to go ahead and have each challenge be another adventure that we go ahead and take together.
So let's hear from our first entrepreneur, Neurolab. Give us your pitch.
We at Neurolab, we are defining the future of human-computer interface, and it looks something like this. Remember the movie Minority Report where Tom Cruise used air gesture to manipulate crime scene data? We're bringing this to reality. While our vision is inspired by sci-fi, the genesis of our company happened because of the pandemic. We were caring for an immunocompromised family member, and we were really concerned for the lack of touchless and sterilized solutions out in public. We decided to use a camera to translate your hand motion into mouse and keyboard input. Unlike existing solutions which require specialized sensor camera and years of integration effort, You can get our solution working in 5 minutes without writing a single line of code. Beyond demand spurred by the pandemic, like point of sales, kiosks, there are also a lot of unmet demand in highly sterilized environments such as medical, operating room, and doctor's offices.
Our technology is able to go ahead and replace hand-based control. As much as people want to go ahead and experience AR and VR experiences, you're still tethered to reality doing something with a game controller. Ours, you can have like free.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. So you can be freeform. You don't have to hold on to those two little weapons that you've got.
That's right. No controllers to run out of batteries, to lose or get angry and destroy.
Who's your customer here?
Our initial strategy is licensed to OEM because that allows us to reach the greatest number of customers. But eventually, we plan to offer this as a SaaS solution where you can just download off the web like Zoom and have it working on any camera. And then the third phase of our strategy is to offer it as an API for developers.
Where are you in terms of any kind of intellectual property protection on this? And have you sold any of these yet?
Yeah, we're actually pre-revenue, but we do have over 10 customers testing our product currently, and we are also in discussion with the Fortune 200 companies.
We have filed patents over a large number of IP that we have. Because this technology has been around for a while, we have things that allow us to go ahead and determine if it's an intentional interaction versus an unintentional interaction. If you're doing a critical transaction in a hospital or you're doing a financial transaction, you want to go ahead and be sure that no one can go ahead and maliciously do something. We also have patents around being able to go ahead and smooth the interaction. So just as you know intuitively to close the distance quicker to shake someone's hand, and when you get closer to use your visual cues to negotiate the last couple of inches, we do that.
How long have you been in business?
It's been a year since we launched.
Am I starting to have to learn a new language with my hands in order to communicate with a computer?
We envision, in the future when we move to the 3D metaverse world, it would be like you're interacting with the real world. If you're a surgeon, you would just practice operating metaverse with your hand versus using joystick or game controllers.
Can you give us an example of what a license agreement looks like? What you get, what they get?
So our initial strategy with OEM is just strictly yearly license per unit per users. And as far as interaction with end user, I think that's going to be dependent on the contract. Ideally, we will be collecting data from the end users, but we eventually, do plan to introduce to direct to consumer, also, as a platform for developer.
I'm curious, in 10 years, how big do you think this company becomes in terms of revenue or market cap?
So in 10 years, we think this is going to be a 400 billion annual revenue potential. If we're successful, your children, grandchildren will never know what a mouse is.
How big are you now?
Not
You
400
just started.
million.
You just started.
Has anybody signed a license agreement with you?
We have some partnership contract in place, but actual sales contract, we hope to start collecting those in the next quarter.
How do you divide up your responsibility?
She's the CEO, I'm the CTO. So the business side, she focuses on. I do more of the exploratory portion of the technology.
You guys are great. This is a really major breakthrough in gestures. But anyway, thank you very much. Oh no, we don't use our hands.
Thank you. Thank you.
Terrific. So what did you all think of Neurolab? Well, you can tweet me at Tim Draper and tell me what you thought of Neurolab, or you can just listen to the judges. So Peter, what did you think of Neurolab?
I was about to tweet you, but I'll say it along. My biggest concern is they don't have a use case to focus in on yet. Because I don't buy the use case right now of what launches the immunocompromised at home and so forth. But someplace there is, on your phone, on your machine, at home in some way, there's going to be a great use case. So if I were them, I'd be thinking about...
They said something about medical. Like, a surgeon doesn't want to go over there and touch anything. He just said, hey.
Could well be in the medical arena, and I know the companies they should speak to. But I almost would love to see them open source it and let 1,000 entrepreneurs experiment with it.
Ooh. Polly, what'd you think?
I would say its first incarnation would be video games, that people would be really excited about the video game that was touchless and had already there's some.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Andy, what did you think?
Right, so this is a perfect segue. I think are existing solutions using hardware. The questions are these software-only solutions as accurate as these laser-based, for instance, or sometimes people wear sensors?
Well, let's bring on our next entrepreneur. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
You know, being an entrepreneur is one of the hardest jobs in the world, I think, because we have to believe in something that does not exist yet, and we have to create something out of nothing. There's a lot of disappointment, right? Not everybody sees the world we do. Not everybody believes the way we believe. Waking up every morning, even after a very discouraging day, and then going back out there, you have to like muster up that courage every single day and that belief to go forward. I have 3 kids, and I see that I want to create a future that they're very excited to live in. I also want to be a great role model for my daughters. I have 2 girls, and I want them to grow up and know that they can be entrepreneurs, that they can create a world, and that nothing can stop them. You're going to get knocked down 10 times, but you have to get up 10 times every single time. The world needs your ideas. Put that idea together, build a company, dare to do it. You will find amazing people along the way that will help and take it where you need it to go.
We will be right back after a quick break.
So as a part of making Meet the Drapers even more fun than it is, we have instituted a new game. It's called Draper X, and you can download it on the iPhone or on Google Play. You can participate. And so while you watch Meet the Drapers and you see these great entrepreneurs present, you can invest your funny money into those companies. And if your company goes and becomes a semifinalist, you get 5x on your money. If in the semifinals your company moves up to the finale, you get another 5x on your money. If your company ends up winning, you get another 10x on your money. So we're going to have a leaderboard, and the winners are going to get big prizes from Meet the Drapers. I hope you'll download the game. It's called Draper X, and you'll play it with us and be a part of Meet the Drapers.
Welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
At Botco AI, Rebecca Clyde is our entrepreneur. Rebecca, give us your pitch.
3 hours. That is how long I had to wait on hold the last time I made a doctor's appointment for my daughter. See, the problem is that as our healthcare needs have increased with vaccinations and testing and mental health issues on the rise, the number of people on the other side to handle those requests has dwindled. We are making it as easy to get appointments and answers as it is to text a friend. We're focused on selling our product to high-volume, multi-location health and wellness organizations that have complicated workflows like insurance verification, appointment, and record requests. Let's say, for example, that you were recently in an accident. And
Yeah, we're familiar with that.
Right? And maybe you're just gonna have a lot of ongoing physical therapy and rehab types of appointments. Well, you're gonna have a lot of questions like maybe, will my insurance cover this? To what extent? For how long? What appointments do I need? What if instead of having to wait on hold and make a ton of phone calls and play phone tag, you could simply chat, send a text message, and instantly get your appointment without ever having to make a single phone call?
So the bot in Botco is for a bot.
Exactly.
And your value proposition is on both sides of the equation, right? If I'm a multi-center care facility, I could get away with less humans in the loop with Botco?
Exactly, because now you have technology that can answer all the questions instantly, and you don't have to staff a huge front desk or call center team.
When I go into a doctor's office, the one thing I hate more than anything else in the world is filling out the same information over and over and over
Wait,
again.
I don't think you've had a PET scan.
No, I haven't had a pest guy. I've had it. No, but it's
slightly
insane.
worse, but it's in the same realm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So you'll prevent that.
I am here to prevent all of that so that you
Sold.
only enter the data one time. Because we integrate with EHR systems. So the reason we're HIPAA compliant is so that we can connect into systems of record like an EHR where that data is held, and you don't have to re-enter it again. And so what we have focused on is building a proprietary technology that can instantly answer the question, understand the intent, even the sentiment, and then also be able to know what to do with the question. Do I need to verify somebody's insurance, get a pre-authorization? Do I need to schedule them? Do I need to update the record? Those are all of the things that are made possible once you can truly understand what the person is asking and you can understand how to actually fulfill that request.
So does the hospital pay you, or does the patient pay you, or both?
The healthcare and wellness providers pay us. So we sell our software to them. They implement this so that their consumers and patient interactions are all handled using our product.
How do you distinguish yourselves from all the other ones?
So most of the bots that you've seen might just be able to answer a question like, what are your hours? Where do you park? But being able to answer a question about insurance verification and tell you if you're covered, to what extent, what is your insurance going to actually accept in terms of this visit, that is unique, and we're the only provider and the only software company that can do that today.
Rebecca, how long have you been around? How long have you been building this? How big is your team?
We launched our product in 2020. We started building it prior to that in 2019. We are a team of 25. Most of our engineers make up about half of our team, are in the Toronto area, which is the hub of AI. So we now have over 20 health and wellness organizations using us, including the largest drug and alcohol treatment centers in the United States, the largest massage clinic franchise in the United States, and the largest urgent care franchise.
I like your rocket and your 3x growth.
Yes, that's right. We tripled our business last year. We're on track to triple it again this year. We're in the $1 Million Club already for revenue, and we're handling millions of questions every single month on behalf of our customers on all of these topics.
You must have reasonable margins since you're a software business. Yeah. What are you running margin-wise? Or what do you expect to be running margin-wise?
No, we're already running, our gross margins are over 90%.
Those are good margins.
Yes,
I like those.
They are.
When you charge the hospital or alternative medicine group or whoever,
yes,
you are charging a SaaS fee. Just,
exactly.
right?
We use a SaaS business model.
But
correct.
You don't charge a per question?
No, we don't. Not anymore. We tested that at the beginning, but what we realized, especially with a pandemic, that it was too hard to predict how many questions would come in on any given day. And so what we do now is price it based on product capabilities. So depending on what capabilities in our product they like to use, they scale up in pricing. And so a customer that might be using a two-way integration with an EHR system and that wants to use our sentiment analysis capabilities and wants to use our advanced conversation analytics, they're going to be paying full price for the Enterprise Plus solution versus somebody who maybe just needs a basic FAQ type of chatbot.
Do you find your ability to bring customers back on time can drive increased revenues? And do you have any kind of a pharma plug-in to help people with their prescriptions and such?
Yes, we have been shown to help increase the number of encounters that a provider can generate using our product. In fact, they've A/B tested us where they have, one set of customers using our product and one set not, and they've seen that they can generate 100% more revenue when we're involved. So they love that product because it generates more revenue at a lower cost for them. Now, to answer your question about pharma, we don't have a pharma customer yet, but we're working on a few in our pipeline because there are a lot of questions from doctors when a new drug is being introduced where they might have questions, and so having a chat experience that can help manage that is very helpful.
How much capital have you brought in to get a company to this point?
We've raised $3.6 million to date.
Okay. And what valuation was your last?
My last valuation was at $20 million.
What do you imagine the business in 10 years?
Oh, I love that question.
That's the same question every time.
We see ourselves as becoming the category leader in conversational AI. Right now, we're very focused on health and wellness, but we see us longer term being able to take over the entire industry with our product.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Well, what did our judges think of Botco AI? Andy, why don't you start?
These healthcare organizations, they use these huge incumbent software companies such as Epic, and they're entrenched. It's very difficult for new players to come in. So I was very impressed by their ability to penetrate into those accounts. My suspicion is that they're attacking the long tail, smaller independent outfits.
And alternatives.
Alternatives, so
They
I think
were
it's
like
quite clever.
massage people and acupuncture.
And then what is that? Emergency critical care, right?
Right.
It's an interesting business strategy in addition to being an interesting product. So I kind of like it.
Dad, what'd you think?
I like it very much. I thought she was terrific.
Polly, what'd you think?
I liked that it was a woman CEO, and I liked that she was so dynamic. I'm with you about filling out all the forms.
Oh my God.
And how long you have to wait.
I would go to a doctor's office, especially if they said, no
they
forms to
said,
fill out.
We don't have to do that. Yeah,
I'd
we
pay
don't
extra.
have to do that. Yeah.
I'd have the PET scan.
Yep.
What'd you think of Botco?
I liked it a lot. I liked her a lot, her energy. This market is so massive and so ripe for disruption. I think there'll be many, many winners. And I think if really what she can do is if she can get enough of the long tail and market share, someone will buy her to wrap it all in.
I really liked her. I thought that was terrific. I have seen a ton of these bots that are trying to help doctors, hospitals, whatever. And so I'm a little less excited about the market, although she has gotten to $1 million run rate, which is, and she's going around the periphery, which is a good idea when you're a SaaS business to start with smaller companies to become your customers so you can work your way up to the big ones. The big ones will crush you because they'll spend so much time on it before they
Is it
jump
possible
in.
she could be massively successful and never even touch the big ones?
Why not?
Sure. Sure. Well, that's two. Let's move on to our third contestant. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
In today's world, the brands are dictating the trends. Whereas I believe that the power of fashion trends has to be there with the people who wear them on a regular basis. We are empowering fashion creators to create looks for every occasion that you want to wear. How can we change this? This is where Hotnot comes in.
We will be right back after a quick break.
Follow me on Twitter. I'm at Tim Draper. If you got a great idea, go ahead and send it to me. And who knows, you might be the next big contestant. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
So let's hear from our next contestant. It's Frederick from Hotnot. Frederick, give us your pitch.
At Hotnot, we are on a mission to empower 1 million fashion creators to curate fashion looks for every occasion. We are doing this by the readily available supply of 100K stylists of fashion graduates every year. On the other hand, 400 million Gen Z users in India can sign up with their height, body type, skin tone, and get matched with these creators to find quick purchase links and styling tips. With every interaction of swiping hot or swiping not, our AI suggests personalized fashion feed. And they can also use our super checkout to save their time, money, and privacy. Additionally, they can also hire stylists at a very minimal, affordable cost. I dream of a fashionable India, guys. A day where finding fashion or hiring a stylist is not a luxury anymore, but a simple service on Hotnot for their first dates, interviews, weddings, or for any occasion in their lives. That's Hotnot for you.
So how does this work? You put your fashion up on social media and then they say, does this look good or not, or what? Is that the idea?
Yes, Hotnot is a simple mobile app. They can sign up, they can upload their social media looks or their regular day-to-day OOTD fashions. Users can sign up with their height, weight, body type, and style types. Once they sign up, they'll automatically get matched with these creators.
And how do you make money? Is it just referrals on when they swipe up?
Today, brands and partners are selling directly on Hotnot with 5 to 30% commission. Additionally, users can pay $1 to hire a stylist for 10 minutes on-demand styling service They'll come online and they'll help you to give you a buying assistance or help you to get some fits and outlooks to get ready for your date.
What kind of revenues do you have right now?
We made, in dollars, we made $13,000 in the last 4 months.
And how many users have you had on the platform?
12,000 users.
12,000, so $1 per user you've made in that regard.
Yes.
And,
yes.
What's your plan to scale to millions of users?
In the last 4 months, all we did is we picked 14 colleges. We announced Campus Queen Challenge, where creators came up with their styling looks and users swiped hot to make them the queen of the campus.
How do you get people voting, and how do you get people to know about it and take pictures of themselves and go on this thing?
As a speaker, I spoke in more than 250 colleges previously with my previous startup. This time, I'm announcing it to the world through our partners like MyGate and GrabOn, and also announcing challenges, right? Events in different colleges and communities of India.
Did the investors make money on your previous startup?
Yeah, we made them so happy. An early investor who invested just about $15,000, he made more than 20x at the final exit. We sold it to a very strategic partner of US called Colosseum Group, where every investor, even from the first investor to the last investor, everyone are happy at the end of the day.
You are doing this on college campuses.
As of now.
That's how you wanted to get it kind of virally moving. Don't you need specific people that are kind of fashion forward to be your leaders of it? You know, the ones that they're like influencers for the rest?
Today in India, there are 1,200 fashion colleges. Every year, there are 100K fashion graduates graduating from a college. These people will come up with the looks initially as a fashion creator because these are the people which get the invite codes initially. But we are not stopping there. We are going to every influencer, as you said. They can also join us in this mission to empower the fashion revolution in India.
Hey, I want to ask about something a bit more boring. How do you deal with the supply chain? Who makes the clothes? Do you keep inventory? Who does the shipping? Can you just explain to us how all that works?
All the e-commerce players today in the market, there are Mintras, there are Flipkarts, there are Amazons of India, right? Every person who purchases on these things, they can put up a post on Hotnot with curation and personalization.
So technically, Flipkart or somebody could just create a feature or a community of influencers that would do exactly this.
We are creating on top of different commerce apps. Any commerce app today, if they want to create this kind of thing, that are limited to that particular commerce app.
I see.
And your margin is what again?
5 to 30% as a basic affiliate partner, we'll get 5%, which is already we are getting it as of now. But there are direct sellers who can give us 30%, and as resellers, we're also getting 12 to 15%.
Frederick, thank you so much for being on Meet the Drapers. High five.
Thank you, sir.
That way for calling in from India. Judges, what did you think? Andy, what did you think?
My stylist is my wife, and since we have our kids now, it seems like everybody is my stylist. Everybody gives me comments. I think I'm pretty well covered.
Are they swiping right or left on you?
It's not.
It's the left swipe.
It's a pretty thin margin business, so I don't know how they could make more money from these retailers.
Yeah, it's all referrals based on people swiping up.
I think he's trying to get something like Stitch Fix in India. I think that's what his goal is.
Peter, what did you think?
I loved his energy, loved the enthusiasm. I love the agility. I like the market area. I see nothing defendable unless he's got some special connection with the creator community, which I don't hear.
Well, we're about to see our fourth entrepreneur. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
There's a lot of needs that not satisfied by current product, especially that people, they use social media and dating apps to present themselves as perfect, but there's no place where they can just be themselves and create really deep and genuine connections.
We are dreaming about a world where introverts will have exactly the same social powers as extroverts.
You can share your deep and hard moments and connect with each others, connect with new friends. There's still a lot of people in this world that they really need this kind of safe haven to share and express all their feelings and emotions, and really want to get rid of this social isolation and connect with real person.
Coming to us from Paris and Taiwan, we have Paul and Kays, and they're going to tell us about Ruitt. Paul, Kays, go ahead, give us your pitch.
I was painfully socially awkward when I was younger. For years, I frequently feel lonely and isolated. And it seems like there's no one understood me. Turns out I'm not the only one. 79% of Gen Z are reported feeling lonely and emotionally isolated. Ruitt is here to solve this. We are on the mission to combat this loneliness and social isolation. We built a friend-making app that powered by AI personality that help facilitate emotional connections by machine learning your preferences and guiding the conversation with other users. Imagine you just meet a new friends online, and we bring you guys into a virtual bar chat room. Our AI bartender chatbot helps start a conversation like he's a caring friend, a wingman, and our AI recommends suitable questions to your sense of connection, makes overcoming initial social awkwardness not much easier. Ruitt has over 1 million users around the world, and it creates 300,000 matches every day. Our users, they spend 15 minutes per day, higher than Facebook and Snapchat. And users exchange 4 million messages every day. And they love our AI wingman, so they summon them over 100,000 times every day. As a result, Ruitt has 15% day 30 retention. That's 3x higher than industry standard. Our business model is very simple, that for B2B, we provide robust conversational advertising and opinion mining solution to consumer brands. And for B2C, people, they can pay for subscription to have more superpower and make more friends on our app.
What is your geographic reach today? Where are you operational?
We have currently 80% of our user database in Asia, and especially in Taiwan, and some of them also in Singapore and Malaysia. And now we are moving to Morocco and more Middle East.
Do you just stay as avatars?
Our users, they tend to maintain these relationships purely online, but some of them still will meet offline.
Is this more of a chatting operation or email? How real time is it? Is it English? Do you have translation services? How do you go cross-border, across language?
It's a chatting service, and we support 3 kinds of language now: Mandarin, English, and French. In different regions and different language, we have different kinds of topics. So for example, in Taiwan, we have like LGBTQ topics and also university student topic. And in the States, that we also have girls' confession topics and university student topics.
How do you make money? Or do people sign up monthly or just per connection or what?
We have 2 main revenue streams. First is for B2B part, and second is the B2C part. So thanks to our AI moderator, that actually we can put in some like nudging questions in the conversation. We call that as a conversational advertising. And also like collecting data to become a report as to the consumer brands, the B2C part. People, they can buy the monthly subscription. And for monthly subscription, they don't have any limitation on the app. So for example, they can freely send unlimited DMs, live freely to see who like them, something like this kind of features.
How much do they pay for that?
We have 1.2% pay rate, and average revenue per paying user is at $18.
What is the typical user, or do you ever know?
We do a lot of user interview and survey, and also observe that through data very hard. So actually, we understand users' pain point very much. They are more socially anxious, and they are more shy. They cannot easily express themselves very well in reality. They also want to confess something here. So we have a very good moderation system by the AI, and also by the role-based, and also by the community. So they group a community that 40 people, they keep moderating the content, moderating the bad people. So to make the environment can be clean, and people, they can really create genuine connections.
Are you able to check which users are repeating and staying with you, and what's your drop-off rate?
We track all of our metrics in a very detailed way and in a very granular way. So we know who are the users that are staying, who are the users that are churning, and we make users go into specific cohorts so that we target them once they churn or once they go through a specific pattern of events on the app.
Well, thank you so much, Paul and Kays and Ruitt. Thanks for being on Meet the Drapers. So what did all of you think of Ruitt? Peter, what did you think of this one?
I think there's a real need for this. I think that a lot of socially awkward, digitally first native individuals will get value out of this. It seems like something that that every other tech company should and would be doing at some point. So I'm impressed by their million users, but not by their MRR at 43K a month right now. It seems very low. I'm not sure I'd put my money into it.
Holly, what'd you think?
I thought they were adorable, the two guys. I love them. And I felt that they'd overcome their social awkwardness because they'd embarked on this. But I also wondered was it helpful to socially awkward people to put them in a position where they don't have to ever go out in the world?
What did you think, Dad?
I'd like to dig more into that element about who their market is and how much they're selling, but I liked it.
Andy, what did you think?
I'm no wingman expert. You know what intrigues me is this. How do you grow this community? If you have a group of people who are shy, how do you get new members?
Why don't we bring these entrepreneurs in? We'll go through each one and we'll see how it all comes out.
We will be right back after a quick break.
So as a part of making Meet the Drapers even more fun than it is, we have instituted a new game. It's called Draper X, and you can download it on the iPhone or on Google Play. You can participate. And so while you watch Meet the Drapers and you see these great entrepreneurs present, you can invest your funny money into those companies. And if your company goes and becomes a semifinalist, you get 5X on your money. If in the semifinals, your company moves up to the finale, you get another 5X on your money. If your company ends up winning, you get another 10X on your money. So we're gonna have a leaderboard, and the winners are gonna get big prizes from Meet the Drapers. I hope you'll download the game. It's called Draper X, and you'll play it with us and be a part of Meet the Drapers.
Welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
So we've seen 4 really extraordinary entrepreneurs today. We've got to choose one. That one will move on to the semifinals. And the other ones, they can keep working at it. They might come back for another season. You never know. With these 4, we had a really difficult choice. Let's start with Neurolab. You two have created something really great, and it's clearly solved a really interesting problem for people who can't touch things. It looks like it might also help solve a problem in VR. Our concerns were all about all the competition that's out there and how many other people are doing things with cameras and gestures. Botco, Rebecca, you are a dynamo. It was really fun seeing that presentation. It's very exciting. I was very concerned personally that bots are everywhere, but your progress has been so extraordinary, and you've connected with all of these smaller hospital-like places. Frederick on Hotnot, we thought it was a really fun presentation. We think that in India, style will become a big deal. I think you're hitting kind of a nice wave there. Our concerns were really that it's going to be very difficult to defend and maybe not as big a market as some of the other entrepreneurs that we've looked at. And Paul and Kays, we were really excited to hear from you two. We do think that there is a model there that really works, and I know particularly in Asia, They pride themselves on being a little shy. One thought was that you'd spend all your time in the multiverse and no time in the physical verse, and maybe never actually get to connect physically with that partner because you were so into Ruitt. We did have a very difficult choice, and so we've got to go to the crystal ball. I'm feeling it. Eeny, beeny, chilly, beeny. Who wins it? Botco AI is our winner. Congratulations, Botco. Very well done, Rebecca. And I hope the rest of you will keep in touch and send us your business plans, because you never know. And businesses take evolutionary steps and they move along at different paces. And when you hit that moment, we're going to be all over it. So great to have you. Congratulations. And thank you for being on Meet the Drapers.
I'm so excited I won. It was a lot of work getting to this point. It's really exciting, and especially to be in front of such a wonderful group of investors that are so highly regarded. So we're excited at Botco AI to be able to move forward to the next round and hopefully get that $1 million prize at the end.
Improve the future with our tech. AI, VR, Bitcoin is the best. We'll build and work and grow with you, having fun along the way. We'll change the world for better. Meet the Drapers all the way. We're from